Alfonso Cahero, A Journey into Finance History, Chapter 15, Discovery of the New World and Its Economic Impact, 1492. In the year 1492, Christopher Columbus embarked on a historic voyage across the Atlantic Ocean, setting sail from Spain in search of a new route to Asia. Instead of reaching the East Indies as intended, Columbus stumbled upon a land previously unknown to Europeans, the islands of the Caribbean. This momentous discovery marked the beginning of the European colonization of the Americas and heralded a new era of economic expansion, exploration, and exploitation. Christopher Columbus's voyage to the New World had far-reaching consequences for both Europe and the Americas. His arrival initiated a period of intense interaction between European explorers, colonizers, and indigenous peoples, leading to profound changes in politics, economics, and culture on both continents. Columbus's voyages opened the door to European colonization and exploitation of the Americas, laying the groundwork for centuries of economic and social transformation. The discovery of the New World sparked a frenzied pursuit of wealth, power, and religious conversion among European explorers and colonizers. Gold, silver, and other precious metals found in abundance in the Americas fueled a desire for riches, while the desire for glory and religious zeal motivated explorers to claim new lands for their monarchs and spread Christianity to indigenous peoples. This pursuit of wealth, glory, and God drove European expansion and colonization in the Americas, shaping the economic landscape of the New World for centuries to come. The encounter between the Old World and the New World, initiated by Columbus's voyages, gave rise to the Columbian Exchange, a profound interchange of people, plants, animals, and diseases between Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Americas. This exchange had far-reaching economic consequences, as crops such as maize, potatoes, and tomatoes from the Americas revolutionized agriculture in Europe, while European livestock and diseases devastated indigenous populations in the Americas. The Columbian Exchange transformed economies on both sides of the Atlantic, reshaping trade, diet, and demographics in ways that continue to impact the world today. The discovery of the New World fueled the rise of mercantilism, an economic system based on the belief that a nation's wealth and power depended on accumulating precious metals, such as gold and silver. European powers established colonies in the Americas to extract valuable resources and establish exclusive trading networks, enriching themselves at the expense of indigenous peoples and rival nations. Mercantilist policies of colonial exploitation and monopolistic control laid the foundation for the economic dominance of European powers and the global expansion of capitalism in the centuries that followed. The discovery of the New World and the establishment of colonial empires transformed the global economy, ushering in an era of unprecedented trade and commerce between Europe, the Americas, Africa, and Asia. European powers established vast trading networks that spanned the globe, connecting distant regions and facilitating the exchange of goods, people, and ideas on an unprecedented scale. The emergence of global trade routes fueled economic growth, innovation, and cultural exchange, laying the foundation for the interconnected world we live in today. The discovery of the New World brought about the systematic exploitation and enslavement of indigenous peoples and Africans to fuel the burgeoning economies of European colonies. Indigenous peoples were forced into labor on plantations, mines, and ranches, while millions of Africans were captured, transported across the Atlantic, and sold into chattel slavery to work in the Americas. This brutal system of economic exploitation and enslavement enriched European colonizers and fueled the growth of plantation economies, but it also inflicted immeasurable suffering and devastation on the lives of millions of people. The discovery of the New World and the colonization of the Americas left a lasting legacy that continues to shape the economic, social, and political landscape of the modern world. The exploitation of indigenous peoples and Africans, the establishment of colonial economies based on forced labor and extractive industries, and the imposition of European systems of governance and commerce have had enduring impacts on the economies and societies of the Americas and beyond. Understanding this legacy is essential for grappling with the ongoing challenges of inequality, injustice, and exploitation in the modern world. The discovery of the New World had a profound impact on the economies of Europe, leading to a period of unprecedented economic transformation and growth. The influx of gold and silver from the Americas fueled inflation, expanded trade networks, and stimulated investment in industries such as banking, shipping, and manufacturing. European powers competed fiercely for control of colonial territories and trade routes, leading to the rise of powerful mercantile empires and the consolidation of economic power in the hands of a few wealthy elites. The introduction of new crops and agricultural techniques from the Americas revolutionized farming practices in Europe and led to the agricultural revolution. Crops such as maize, potatoes, and tomatoes became staple foods in European diets, while new farming methods such as crop rotation and enclosure systems increased agricultural productivity and efficiency. These changes laid the foundation for population growth, urbanization, and the expansion of European economies in the centuries that followed. The discovery of the New World and the establishment of colonial empires laid the groundwork for global economic integration on a scale never before seen. European powers established vast trading networks that connected distant regions of the world, facilitating the exchange of goods, people, and ideas across continents and oceans. The emergence of global trade routes fueled economic growth, innovation, and cultural exchange, reshaping the world economy and laying the foundation for the modern globalized world. The discovery of the New World had devastating consequences for indigenous economies and societies. European colonization led to the displacement, exploitation, and extermination of indigenous peoples as European powers seized control of land, resources, and labor in the Americas. Traditional economies based on subsistence agriculture, hunting, and fishing were disrupted or destroyed, while indigenous peoples were forced into exploitative labor systems on plantations and mines. The legacy of colonialism continues to shape the economic and social inequalities faced by indigenous communities today. The discovery of the New World fueled the rise of the transatlantic slave trade, one of the most brutal and inhumane systems of forced labor in history. Millions of Africans were captured, enslaved, and transported across the Atlantic to work on plantations, mines, and ranches in the Americas. The slave trade became a lucrative business for European merchants and colonial powers, enriching them at the expense of the lives and dignity of millions of enslaved Africans. The legacy of slavery continues to haunt the economies and societies of the Americas, perpetuating deep-rooted inequalities and injustices. The discovery of the New World facilitated unprecedented cultural exchange and innovation, as peoples from different continents and cultures came into contact with one another for the first time. European colonization led to the blending of European, indigenous, and African cultures in the Americas, giving rise to vibrant and diverse new societies. The exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies between the Old World and the New World transformed economies, diets, and lifestyles on both sides of the Atlantic, leaving a lasting imprint on the world's cultural landscape. As we reflect on the discovery of the New World and its economic impact, we are confronted with the complex legacy of conquest, exploitation, and cultural exchange that continues to shape the world today. The discovery of the Americas opened up new frontiers for European expansion and colonization, leading to economic transformation, cultural exchange, and the perpetuation of deep-seated inequalities and injustices. Understanding this legacy is essential for grappling with the ongoing challenges of globalization, inequality, and injustice in the modern world.